Hello. So I am doing a live video from the comfort of my home car, my broken down car. I am doing okay today, but I have a sickness. I'm okay, but I've got a respiratory thing going on, so that's no fun. It's pretty icky. I look like crap too, so it is the real deal. Really just makes it hard for stay up, man. I don't know why that keeps coming down. It wasn't like that before. Okay. I just feel like dog crap. Not too bad though. That shit, now that I know was 100% COVID last August, was an absolute nightmare. I never had anything like that in my life. I was very, very reactive. It definitely hits you in the gut. Takes your legs out from underneath you. COVID does. I have been dealing with some allergies, and this is always the time of year in which I get stuff. When I was in high school, I actually used to get laryngitis every single February, just randomly, no reason, never had, didn't have any kind of other health problems really, but I would get laryngitis every single fall, no, major allergies or anything, but, not fall, but every spring, I would not be able to speak for 2 weeks. That was always so weird. I was always yeah, my face is kind of swollen up today. It's kind of a steady thing right now. And I'm dealing with all this stuff as it is kind of gross. Not fun in the least, but I do what I do. I did what I did. I got up, took a shower, put some clothes on. So even though I look like a marshmallow, I look like I've got a marshmallow head, which is kind of funny. I am okay. I don't feel like putting any makeup on or anything like that, because why? But man, this is annoying. I do not like conspiracy theories. I am really, I like logic and literalness and stuff like that. I think it's really interesting when people of course, describe stuff, I think that's really interesting. But I am not too interested in reaching or connecting things, and so I first and foremost work with stuff that in my logic and looking at stuff and reading. My first thing is stuff that is really makes sense, that's obvious. I don't reach for stuff, and there's often times that I'll go to match stuff up, and like I can find holes in it and stuff, and I'm like, nah, that's not what that is. excuse me, because I don't know the correct words, but it's like if you play music and there's like a couple chords, you know, there's like some chords that are pretty popular and like are, I don't know if that's like a melody or like, you know, songs sound similar and they've got certain parts of them that are like, you know, in multiple songs and stuff. Well, I look for stuff like that. I look for patterns. What I'm looking at a set of information, especially if there's a list and I've put it together, it's not usually like in any kind of order. So you'll have to like reorganize the information and make like a list or a poem or something like that, and often enough you can see that information repeated if it's, you know, popular, simple enough information or important enough. Let's see, we can do that and not get ashes all over the car. I have an ashtray. Anyways, you will be able to see stuff like information repeated, or at least acknowledgement repeated in different areas of like reading and stuff. So that's interesting. I've encountered that a couple times in my life, you know, in a very simple, you know, example of that is when parts of a song, you know, like a guitar parts like sound like, you know, are the same parts in different songs. So that is a knowledge thing. So rather than just sound. So that can be fun if you're good at that sort of thing. I usually am not, but every now and then, you know, I'll find information that I'm like really curious as to like who else is, you know, acknowledged. It's like having one huge ass fucking statue in one place of the world of one person that nobody else has heard of. That doesn't happen. If there's a huge ass old statue of someone in the world and it's been there long enough, sure enough, somebody else has heard of it, heard of that person. You know, that's just how shit works. People are inquisitive, you know, humans are, and like, you know, somebody might have known something. It might have been, you know, knowledge that was like popular in the area, you know, and you got to learn about it, kind of thing. Like, there's all kind of different situations. It might be he who must not be named, you know, that kind of thing. So, I like to look. Oh, I've got lotion in here. Ugh, my hands are freaking me out. I like to look and read about stuff like that. Yes, I have been working on getting stuff in my car to make me not, to make me calm. My hands often get dry. And I often have like extra feeling in my hands and stuff. And lotion helps that. You will see me do something pretty gross sometimes, and that is lick my hand just to get the sensation, like, to change on them. I do not like that. These are my real fingernails. They look pretty decent. I painted them yesterday. So I had to let them grow out for 2 months because I had broken one of them. It looks almost white, which is pretty neat, and it was called Ballet Slipper, which is really interesting because pink tights look this color often enough, like when you put them on, but the black ballet shoes don't, and it's called Ballet Slipper. So I was like, that's cool. Oh, yeah, it's much more pleasant wiping my nose. The lotion, it's coconut. So yeah, also, the Bible isn't really the most friendly book to sit around and read for me. You know, it's not something, well, it's not like I've been sitting around reading it, but I have been. I don't know how it popped up. It just popped up. But I read Psalms 23, Psalm 23, yeah, last night, and just was kind of floored because the first line of it really sticks out. Like really sticks out. Like, it's probably the most, like, sticks out verse in the entire Psalm book. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it said there was 100, it's like divided into like 5 books, the Psalms is. And I think it was 150 verses or something. I mean, it's big, like there's a lot there. And that definitely is like the main verse. And sure enough, that is like, no, like if you're looking, and I like to look at stuff like simply, you know, some people would be like, oh, you're looking at it literally. I'm like, no, it's not literal, it's working. It's an adaptive thing. Is like, you know, useful information. So, and I think the Bible, as long as it has been around and as many people has worked on it and as many wars have been fought over it, there's probably an important piece of work in some way. So, I believe that it has a lot of information in it, you know, that's sporadic, kind of like that. And I'm like, I know that, you know, I can connect and like look at stuff. I was not expecting that, you know. I was not expecting the whole I have to look up how to pronounce that, hypogasia or whatever. But I was like, sure enough, that is the disorder situation that is like extremely, extremely rare in humans, which I don't know enough, obviously, about neurology, and, you know, maybe before I die, I'll learn, why autism is actually a thing. Like, I'll be able to say that. I think that'd be cool. But, I, you know, believe that seeing things like organized like that, you know, I believe that, there's some, you know, very real truth, literal truth, you know, in the Bible. Like, if you find it, you know, that you could, like, not be justified, but not be alone in it. I believe there's all kind of different situations that are described in detail, not just like the whole book, but I believe that that's totally a thing, and I definitely know that we have a physical world, and that is manifested out in front of us, so why wouldn't the Bible be the same way? That just makes sense to me. It makes sense to me logically, mathematically, and it's also pretty fucking amazing. And what is centered around Jesus is and God and worship and all that stuff. The power of praise, and joyfulness and all that stuff, and redemption, and there's a lot of really awesome positive things that are. Oh, there's a kitty. It's a tortoiseshell calico kitty. Is on my porch. Come to murder me with his dandruff. He's so cute. I wonder if it's totally we'll see if I can switch it around. There it is. It's totally examining stuff. I wonder if it'll come over to me. Oh, there's a neighbor. Is that your cat? Oh, okay. I was like, man, that's a really friendly. Yeah. I was like, she's so friendly. Usually the cats out here aren't.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
She just go.
Yeah, she's over there by the trash can and stuff.
She's gonna sniff and she'll wander back.
She an indoor cat?
Indoor.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I was like, that doesn't look like a cat that I've seen before, and she seems really friendly. So that's sweet.
She's over here.
She's investigating.
No, your other neighbors.
That's hilarious.
What? Next door.
Hey, kitty. Yeah, she's just sitting there. She don't want me to pick her up though, so